What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ghostface here, and today, ladies and gents, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and the reason why there's a good chance this game will fail. Now, I'm not going to speak for the zombie side of things because zombies is a whole other level of success in itself. Like, I always like to think of Treyarch Zombies as its own game. I always thought to myself, man, Treyarch Zombies is just like its own thing. It isn't a part of any other Call of Duty. It's just Treyarch Zombies. It deserves its own disc, in my honest opinion. So, when I'm talking about this game failing, I'm talking about the Battle Royale mode as well as the multiplayer. I'm not talking about zombies. Just want to put that out there. I'm talking about the regular multiplayer experience, especially now that the campaign is taken out. I want to talk about why Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has a good chance at failing. Let's get into it. So, Black Ops 4 is, well, let's talk about the number one complaint of the community right now. A lot of people are complaining about Black Ops 4 because of two things. One thing, it looks exactly, no, it doesn't look. It is very, 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 very similar to Black Ops 3. The number one comparison of this game is Black Ops 3. There is no Call of Duty Black Ops game that is similar to another Black Ops game except for this one, right? Because if you look at the jump between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, the games feel very different. They operate very differently. Yes, they run on the same engine, but at the end of the day, it's still a Call of Duty game, but it doesn't feel exactly the same. And if you transfer from Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3, it's the same way. It's on the same engine, so you know it's still Call of Duty, but it plays completely different. But then when you go from Black Ops 3 to Black Ops 4, it is so similar. It's like going from MW2 to MW3. It's so similar. It's to the point where it's like annoying that it's so similar. And that's that's probably the number one complaint that I've seen. Now, another complaint that I've seen is the fact that there are so many changes to the core functions of multiplayer. Now, when it comes to the health regen system, I actually like the new health regen system. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think it's very creative. Not in the terms of that we've never seen it in any video game before. We have healers in a lot of different video games. I've talked about it in that Overwatch video. You know, they're taking aspects from Rainbow and Overwatch. But the fact that we've never seen something like this in a Call of Duty traditional multiplayer, I'm really interested in that. I am, and the process isn't extremely long. If anything, it makes the health regen system a little faster. You just have to remember to actually go through that extra step and press the button to start healing. But other than that, I think the process actually makes health regen faster. The only thing that I don't like about it is the ability where you can keep spamming it. If you put on this special ability called Stim Pack, you can keep spamming to heal yourself. I think that's kind of broken. They're gonna have to fix that, but back to the complaints. The reason why this game is going to fail is because they're trying to do too many things at once, in my honest opinion. I feel like they're trying to walk the line of innovation and similarity. And let me elaborate on that because that makes zero fucking sense. Alright, so Call of Duty has been struggling for the past couple years. I want to say since MW3 Black Ops 2. That is when the complaints really started, where people were saying, oh, COD is the same every year, right? So that's when people started saying COD is the same every year. They need to switch shit up before we all fucking leave. That scared the developers. That scared Activision. So what did they do? They started innovating in multiple ways that we never saw coming. Ghosts innovated a shit ton, but it wasn't enough. It still felt a lot like MW3 or MW2. So what did they do for Sledgehammer's first game? Well, they decided to say, you know what? Let's send us to fucking space. Let's give us a new movement system. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's change everything. So they gave us all this advanced movement for like 3 years. So for the past couple of years, they've been trying to innovate, but at the same time try to keep things the same, right? Because when they innovated too much and gave us advanced movement, people didn't like the advanced movement. I, for one, am not a fan of the advanced movement over boots on the ground. So I say, let's keep it traditional. But then there's another side of the community that says we need to innovate more. See what I'm saying? And Black Ops 4 is trying to walk that line where they're trying to be futuristic and give us all these Black Ops 3 traits, but at the same time try to keep things traditional by giving us a very similar feeling, I guess. Like, we just went through Black Ops 3. I feel like we just finished Black Ops 3 last year because of the whole Infinite Warfare being a failure thing. A lot of people took a second year of playing Black Ops 3. So really, we had 2 years of Black Ops 3. I don't know if the community wants to go through a third year of that shit. Regardless of the minor changes to the functions of the game, at the end of the day, it's still a Call of Duty game, and it's a very, very similar Call of Duty game at that. This is not 2010, this is not 2011. You can't carbon copy a game and add a new number to it. You can't go from MW2 to MW3 and make it the same again, you know? If MW4 were to come out next year and it looked exactly like MW3 or MW2, as much as I love MW2 and it's one of my favorite video games of all time, period, I would be disappointed in Infinity Ward. I don't want the same MW2. I don't want the same MW3. I don't want the same COD 4. I want an improvement on an old product. And in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, Black Ops 4 doesn't look like that much of an improvement. It looks like a carbon copy with other properties from other video games. And that's really what they did this whole year. They really just took all the successful properties from other successful companies and past products that they've done. They took their most successful Black Ops game, which is Black Ops 3, and then they added features to the multiplayer from Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and they made a brand new game mode because of Fortnite Battle Royale. So really, all the changes this year that are huge and game-changing, they're not game-changing for the gaming industry, they're game-changing for Call of Duty because they never tried to think outside the box. They spent so long doing the exact same thing that now that it's time to think of some new ideas, they just decide to take ideas from everybody else. And it's really disappointing. And in my opinion, that is why Black Ops 4 is going to fail. It's not going to fail because it's a bad game. It looks, honestly, all the judgment aside, it looks like a fun game. But it's not something that we haven't seen before. At the same time, it's something I don't want to see. I don't want to see something new like this. This is the problem with the COD community. We want new, but we also want the old. And you can't do that. So, I mean, I understand why Treyarch is struggling with this. I understand why they're trying to walk this fine line of innovation versus similarity. But at the end of the day, they're going to fail. And this is why Black Ops 4 is going to fail. They're trying to do everything at once, and instead of doing what Call of Duty World War II did and keep it simple, they're trying to do both at the same time, and they're going to fail badly. That's my opinion, guys. Hopefully you guys do the video. If you did, please sure to smash that like button, subscribe as always. If you guys disagree, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be glad to start the conversation. And by the way, guys, it's been Ghostface here, YouTube. I'll see you fucking later.